Now, a major story in media on Vancouver Island, a shake-up in the print landscape. The Victoria Times Colonist and its affiliated newspapers, the Nanaimo Daily News, the Alberni Valley Times and Cowichan News Leader, among others, have been sold as part of an $86.5 million deal. The papers have been purchased by Glacier Media of Vancouver from the current owner, Postmedia. It says Glacier made an unsolicited offer. The deal includes 20 publications, all Vancouver Island papers owned by Postmedia, including the 153-year-old Times Colonist, one of Canada's oldest newspapers, as well as the Nanaimo Daily News and several other Vancouver Island papers. On the mainland, the North Shore News and two other lower mainland papers are included, as well as several in the Fraser Valley, but not Postmedia's Vancouver dailies, The Sun and Province. No one from the Times Colonist would comment on this today, but CTV News has learned that TC employees have been told that jobs will be offered to all existing staff. The Times Colonist's union rules were a factor in the sale. They prevent the paper from outsourcing ad production and page layout. This deal still needs regulatory approvals and is expected to close at the end of next month. Joining us live with more on the story and analysis of what it means is David Black, lead professor at the School of Communications and Culture at Royal Roads University. Dr. Black, thanks for joining us. To the folks who pick up the paper every morning and look to the TC, what is this going to mean?
Well, I think initially what we're in the middle of here is an experiment that, again, the rest of the country will be paying attention to. For what we'll see here is a community newspaper group that has been largely in the business of producing free papers that end up in doorsteps and in buses. We'll be running one of Canada's oldest and most venerable daily broadsheets. So the question here is, can the very successful business model that Glacier and Black Press and other community newspapers have sustained through this recession actually produce quality journalism? And I think that's where we find ourselves here in Victoria, at a crossroads with respect to the future of Canadian journalism in general.
Now, Postmedia rose out of the ashes of the CanWest global media empire and was suffering under a heavy debt load, which is part of the reason why this offer from Glacier, which I understand is David Radler's group, isn't it, was attractive to it. Tell us about this union contract at the TC, one of the richest, I'm told, in North America in print. And if it doesn't allow for the outsourcing, what is Glacier going to do with that?
Well, this is what's worrisome, because the way that companies like Glacier have survived and prospered through a recession and through the changes in our media economy is that they are cost-cutting, cost-efficient, very lean business operations. Again, a business model, in some sense, in search of a journalistic identity. So as they take over the TC and some of the other dailies and community newspapers they're picking up, the hard question is, given that most of the costs for the TC are sort of involved in their unionized environment, will the union be retained? Will people keep their jobs? And will the TC, tomorrow look like the paper we have today? And that's the question that's simply not decided yet. And
contract renewal on the horizon of the TC.
Absolutely. And I think those negotiations will be very tough.
All right. David Black, thank you for taking time to join us tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being part.